Underground radio.
What does it mean to be underground? It means you gotta be free to be underground. Yo, you got your own key when you're underground. If you're listening to me, yo, you underground.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Connected with Cari, Season 12, Episode 2. We are in the grind now. I would like to say Happy New Year to anyone who's tuning in who hasn't tuned in yet this year. Welcome to the show. We are live through Jess TV, Jess FM, Underground Radio C. We are live through Roku TV, the 101 app. Simply go to your Roku TV, download the 101 app, and we will be there live. Huge screen. Otherwise, you'll find us on our mobile provider and or on the laptop screen. You can find us anywhere. We are live through the NCG television network over in Italy. So good morning, Italy folks. I have not shouted you out in my past couple of shows, so I apologize, but I hope you guys are doing good over in Italy and it's nice weather over there. Here in Calgary, we are having pretty good weather. Can't complain until next week when we hit like minus 20. So there's that, but it's all been good. It's been wonderful. Great New Year's popping in. We've had a couple amazing guests. We had Teddy Hart last week on talk about his wrestling, and I went to his show last night. It was pretty cool and pretty fun. So if you haven't been, watch that show yet, go back, watch Teddy Hart. And then our next show, I will post up when his next wrestling event is, but it was a lot of fun. So make sure you guys turn out for that because it was so much fun. You don't want to miss out. Now, without further ado, I have a returning guest coming on the show this evening. Now, you may have seen the posters up. You may know who it is, or you may not know who it is if you haven't been watching the socials, but she's a returning guest. She may or may not be part of the 262 Mission Accepted Media Project. She may be doing a bit of something called the Women's Channel. You may have seen her across social media, maybe not, but who knows? Sometimes I talk about it, sometimes I don't, because I want people on suspense and on the edge. But I will have her introduce herself. Welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, I love your intro. I love that music. It's like, woo, gets you going.
Underground, right? I actually had a former guest do that for me, and he actually does like DJing and and I was like, can you do a little something for me? He did a whole song thing, like it's amazing. And I was like, I'm gonna clip bits and pieces and try and do something funky, but I'm gonna try and do like an outro now. So the intro is fun.
Absolutely.
Do a little outro because us in our TV and our media and in radio and in podcasts that you do, we have all these fun things that we want to play around with and find our niche. We found our niche, but we want to personalize it and have some fun with it, right? Yeah. So I didn't introduce you formally yet. I'll have you introduce yourself formally, and we're going to go a little bit more into the fun media stuff. So please take it away.
All right. Well, it's so nice to be here. Cari, thank you so much for having me back.
You're welcome.
You're doing something right when you get invited back, right? You're like, hey,
all the time.
Must have been good.
Right? I'm going to actually put you solo. Jesse was saying our heads are cut off, so we don't want to have our body parts being cut off here and there. So Deb, I'm going to put you on solo. You take it away.
Okay, great. Well, welcome, Cari's guests and people that are listening. I'm really happy to be here. My name is Deborah Drummond, and I am the founder of the Women's Channel, as well as Mission Accepted Media. We're an accessible media house that pretty well does everything you can imagine, from podcasts to stages to summits to TV interviews to print to author support to book launches. And then, of course, all of the training that someone needs from a media standpoint, from media training, media score, and how to get you on TV, how to be a media personality, all of it. So we're kind of a full house that teaches, educates, empowers people to utilize and be successful from accessible media. That's me.
That's Deb.
Oh.
Right. Well, Deb and I, we're also, she started this book And it's called the Mission Accepted 262 Women in Media, Ultrapreneurs, Creatives. This is the first edition. I'm in this edition. I'm in the second edition, which is a revised edition, which just launched a couple months ago. Correct? Right.
Yes. Well, we've done 3 revisions. You're in all 3. And what we did is the first revision, the first time we came out with the book, we had women of history holding space, right? We wanted to give homage. These are women of gumption. That's why Cari's in there, obviously. And then we were launching before the Oscars event, and we did another revision. And then before the last Emmys event, we added more women to the book, and the women of history holding space, we moved them to their own special page. And so it is an abundance of women out there.
Abundance, right? So take us through a little bit. We're not going to do long on this bit, but about the vision of the book, why you wanted to bring it to life, and how it's being projected in the media today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the book itself came as a very clear piece of information for me, download, message, whatever you want to call, many years ago. Before actually that I had a media company. And I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time. I've built 7 companies. And during the course of one company, I had this very special idea around creating a book of multiple women. Never did I think it would be 262. And that was before I had a media company. So the premise behind this book is to have people, women and those that support women, so clearly cool dudes, be inspired to maintain the idea of International Women's Day more than one day. So March 8th represents a complete philosophy, methodology, way of thinking, way of living. And so we activated this book of 262 women and created 22 summits in 15 months, always on the 8th day of the month, so that people could embody how incredibly powerful International Women's Day is and just start spreading that all around the world. So it's a global project. The book was released May 2024 on Mother's Day. We have had 5 million media impressions on the book so far. We've taken the book to the Emmys and the Oscars, Mariana gifting suites, and inspired people to really take note of these incredible stories and empowerment, because it's through inspiration and story and motivation that we get a more stronger sense of our dedication to what our passion is. And it was about just having women experience solidarity, which is one level deeper than, how can I say it, like working together, right? Collaboration. It kicked off the summits. The summits have been incredible, and then it also kicked off the Women's Channel. So it kicked off this whole movement to create considerable media so that people could come tell their story and be heard in a very large fashion so that they could yield and be sustainable in their businesses. And it's free to any women or those that support women all around the world. So that's that project.
Right. One project of many that have been going on. And then through this project, we have also, Deb has launched, quickly we'll go through the planners. There's a few different types. This is just kind of like the simple fill in the blank kind of success planner. And success planner, take us why you called it a success planner and why this is really helpful in media.
Okay, so here's the deal. I have been a personal coach and trainer for over, 25, 30 years. And I have supported people that are self-funded, entrepreneur, anyone that is looking to build something on their own. And that can fall in any category. It can be the entertainment category. It can be, you have a radio show. It could be that you're in media. It could be that you're a coach. It could be that you sell something. So entrepreneurs and creating methods, top performance, that happens to be my forte. I've been a top performance business coach for a long time. And so what I noticed is that entrepreneurs struggled in parts of their business, particularly going into something like media or exposure or marketing. If it doesn't come natural to you, it's something that you have to learn. Well, not everybody wants to learn it, and not everybody has the time to learn it because it takes a long time. So I would act as their fractional chief marketing officer for a very long time and incorporate business idealisms around top performance. It's a really different way on the way people think. So I have had a lot of accolades in that area. I've been in Success Magazine 48 times for growth and acquisition. And so because it's a skill that I have, I created these formulas of planners and success trackers. Success trackers when you go to a trade show, a media success tracker. So when you meet people in the media, you keep track of all of their names. So when you launch your program or have a wrestling match like your last guest, or you're doing something and you want to get exposure or media or on podcasts or on radio shows, those kind of things, then you have a book that has everything there for you. Mostly the biggest thing around top performance that we do is an actual day-by-day planner that at the end of every week, it gives you all the activities that you need to ask yourself and activate for the following week. So you can start banking those percentages of top performance so that what you yield at the end of the year in your business is going to blow you away. So it's really all about you having success systems so that you have success. I mean, that's part of why we're here, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's how I always use it. I've always got a calendar and I'm like, okay, what is today? What guests do I have on next? Where are they from? I can write my notes down. I can go, okay, when do I need to contact this guest? Have them come in. What do I need them to bring? How do I, and then who's the next week? So everything's all laid out going, okay, this is this person, this and that. So that's as a business owner and have it like in media. So I'm like, okay, I have to be extremely scheduled. What's happening? When do I reach out to everyone? Make sure that they're giving me their information. Like I need their EPKs. I need, pictures, bios. I need, any other materials that will be used on like a poster. And, or is there an event coming up? Do I need to share this event stuff? Like what do they prefer? Do they want, and like yourself, they're multifaceted. So there could be an artist who has not just like a song out, but maybe there is a charity event that they're doing, or there's like a new release and they just want to focus on that one thing. And I'm like, okay, so let's talk about, we'll touch over, who they are, what they do. But I'm going, okay, well, do you want to talk about a couple of things or do you want to talk about the one? And they're like, well, yeah, we'll touch up on the bit, but let's focus on the one thing because that's what's important to them at the time. So their success is basically in my hands, but with their knowledge, setting them up going, okay, how do you want this to interact? What do you want the audience to take away from this? And how can we get it to that point where it's just that knowledge on that one thing? So it's quite interesting. So having a planner for someone not in, a business, you don't even have to have it in a business. You can just have it every single day. That's going to set you up for success at the end of the week going, did I reach my goals? Did I make meetings to the people or schedule a friend's family that I wanted to? Or did I go to these events or birthdays? Did I have a successful week just in life in general, even for like weight loss goals or whatever you may be doing? I find it's just so great to have something so simple on your desk going, okay, I can pick this up. Yes, I checked off this today, and this is great. And I can go back at the end of the month and go, yeah, I checked off all my goals for this month. I'm on track and this is how it's going. It's great. So, but business, even better, because then you can put in, like you said, all the phone numbers, all of like their sites where they are, all that stuff. It's so amazing. So I'm very thankful for someone like yourself that's put things out there in not just like a cute color, because I love pink.
Yeah, there's a couple different colors for those that are like, don't love pink. But
right.
So the part that I love that you said the most when you were describing what the person wants and needs on the radio show.
Yeah.
If they know what they need for their business in that month, what's coming up the next month, they'll know exactly what to talk about. So they'll be able to tell you what they need you to talk about because you have things coming up and they know that. That's super important. So when many people go onto media, experiences like podcasts or radio or even TV or even a Facebook Live, and they're just talking, you know what I mean? They're really general. And we know that the more tighter it gets, that it goes to that 1% to 3%, which is what we call top performance, and it starts to yield so much more. It feels easier. And the bottom line is, entrepreneur or non-entrepreneur, you have a life. And your business probably has an interplay relationship with your life. And so by having these categories in the calendars or the books or what have you, you're able to look at it and strategically plan and go backwards from the goal that you want, instead of saying, oh, I want to make this much money this year. And you go ahead and you hope that it happens. Here you can actually strategically go back into your schedule and know that it's going to happen based on the activity.
Right, absolutely, which is like that, excuse me, that's exactly what you need, is just like a layout. And then for those of you who don't know how to lay it out, ask Deb, have a one-on-one call. How do I lay it out? What's the important keys to this, and be successful, right? Because that's what we want. Now, as we did some promo for this, we were talking about celebrities and success in media. So let's talk about what happens if we are a celebrity. What do we need for media? What's the important thing? What's the takeaway here?
Well, you know what I want to talk about a little bit first is I want to talk about, becoming a media personality. So when we think about celebrities, I want us to think about celebrities. Most people think Golden Globes, the Oscars, the Emmys, the Junos, the BAFTA, all the big awards. We think about people on the screen, and I'm not saying that they're not celebrities. So when you're thinking about bringing celebrities into your business or playing in that circle per se, then you can think of also celebrities, like maybe for your business, maybe you want to go for people that are sports celebrities. Like we automatically go to film and movie singers, but who's the celebrities in your sector? Who represents the same thing that your product or services represent, right? So if I represent, exposure models, then I want to be able to, and media and what have you, I'm probably going to lean in one direction. My son is in fashion and streetwear and art. So one of the celebrities for him could be based on someone who could be what we consider entertainment, but they have the same audience as his art or his streetwear or his fashion. But he also could go with someone like Mindy Shire, who's an incredible woman who's a fashion designer, and align with her and have a relationship with her in his business. So when we talk about having celebrities in your business, then what you're looking at is you're looking at leverage, because we know that celebrities, you hear the word influencers, you could apply the same kind of thing to influencers. The thing about celebrities is that you're looking for a large audience. You're looking for those 1, 2, 3 pictures that when you're standing beside them and you get them, you automatically get endorsed. I kind of have this saying, it's called a lot of, we all pretty well know Oprah. And people used to say when Oprah had her show, oh my gosh, I wish I could go on Oprah. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could go on Oprah? Imagine what that would do for my book. Imagine what that would do for my business. Imagine what that would do for my posture. Imagine what that would do for me if I could get an Oprah magazine or O magazine or all that kind of stuff. I just would love to be sitting across from Oprah. Well, I say if Oprah's not calling you, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. There's nothing wrong with, if she's not coming to you, go to them. And that's exactly what we do in our business. We took the book that Cari was talking about to a incredible Oscar and Emmy gifting suite, where it was incredible. It's the Mariana Group, a very considerable group. And we went there with our book, and we paid to be there. There's no fantasy around that. You pay one way or the other. So we chose to go there and gift this book out, have conversations. And what that was, it was an open forum for them to get pictures. It was an open forum for us to get pictures. So we got a lot of pictures. We got pictures on the red carpet. We got pictures with celebrities. The first time that my son went, he was like, oh my gosh, I so badly want to meet Snoop Dogg because he's in streetwear. And sure enough, Snoop Dogg's manager, one of his buddies, was at that event, and he had, Ocean's hat that he had designed. So it wasn't Snoop Dogg, but it was pretty close. It was one of Snoop Dogg's friends. And so those are the kind of things that happen when you kind of go, okay, I'm going to take it. Is it a risk? Sure. If you're looking at having a celebrity endorse something, again, it can be in whatever sector that you're in. The bigger the name, probably the more money that it's going to cost. But take a look at it. Sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, I could never afford to go there. But if you go, so for example, I'll use us for example, because I can tell you, we're going back for our fifth, awards event in for the Oscars. And by going there, it says something. The pictures that we've gotten from that experience said something. The conversations we now have with people in that arena, it says something. So you're there, you're showing up. They're like, these are people that show up. And those pictures that you have, like one of the women who came with us, she's like, once you've been to the Oscars event, you've never not been at an Oscars event. And that's really true. And so you start to have different conversations and different doors open, and you meet other celebrities, and maybe celebrities that aren't as expensive that you can utilize and have conversations with, and using your social media and using your print and using your marketing. We just did an event and we had great pictures from the Emmys 2 years ago. Again, once you've been at the Emmys, you've never not been at the Emmys. And we use those pictures for a sponsorship package. And so it's how you leverage your experience in relationship to the celebrities that you're doing. Now, that's one side of it. The other side of it is do everything that you can to be your own celebrity for your own business and move up the ladder in relationship to. So we have, 4 major summits a year. There's lots of people, there's celebrities that come. So people that are not a celebrity, that want to have more recognition in their book, they come onto the summit. They pay to be there. The celebrities are there. It allows them that open door to say, hey, we were on the same summit. We shared the same stage. And now you're having a relationship with there by association. You didn't have to bring the celebrity there, but you got yourself to a place where a celebrity was. And so that's been very beneficial for people that come onto our summit because it's leveraged by association. And then there's those of you that can really own what it is that you're doing. You feel like you know a lot about what you're doing, and you feel like you could easily be on an expert panel for what you do. And so we have a course that takes people that are speakers or expert panelists, and we help you go from being a speaker to a media personality. And you all know people in your sector that used to do one thing. I'm going to use Brene Brown for an example. Some people know her, maybe Tony Robbins, you know him. There's authors now that are media personalities, right, that wrote a book that it went really big, and then they had a speaking career and a book career and a program career and a media career, and they're seen as a media personality. Oh my gosh, you have to go see so-and-so. You have to go see Robbins. You have to go see Simon Sinek. You have to go see Brene Brown. You have to go see Wanda Sykes. You have to go see, you have to go see people that are known as a media personality, not just necessarily what they did, like an author or a speaker or a researcher. That's going from a speaker to a media personality, and that itself is branding, and people want to then become friends with you and leverage you because you have a title or a name in your division, in your sector, in your skill. So there's a couple of different ways that you can talk about using celebrityism in your business, and at the same time, move up to that expert place. Be your own celebrity within your own business. Yeah.
Okay, take us through. I just loved how you went to this is how you can do it, because I was going to go, okay, how can we take these sort of little steps moving up through, where should we start? Should we start, if we're an author, we just start on a book and then we work our way up? How do we get to a podcast? How do we get to radio? How do we get to a billboard, for example?
Yeah. Oh, no example. Well, check us out should I announce it here, Cari? Okay. 2027 in May. Get ready. Women of 262. You're going to be, on Times Square we're going to be having the whole picture thing and having you on Times Square with the page in the book. So I think when you look at how do I start playing in media, it's just a conscious marketing decision. If you don't know that arena, hire somebody. And I'm not saying that you have to hire me. love to work with you. But if it's not me, it's somebody. Get someone's advice. I say this in any business. Look, if you want to be somewhere, if you want to be hanging out with celebrities, hire somebody that is, not that tells you how to, that has never been there, right? So if you want to start to know how to bring media into your world, there's lots of different things that you can do to do that. It can be radio, it can be podcasts, it can be 3-part mini-series, you can be speaking on a stage, you can sponsor an event, you can speak, you can do live summits, you can come on to a live summit, a live stage. Who else is on there with you? That's what you want to know. If you're going to go into a podcast and you want to lean in, make sure it's a podcast that's in your sector, right? Make sure other people that have been on there are talking the same language you are in some fashion. So, you know, depending on how much your marketing budget is going to tell you where you can go with your marketing. But you can move up that ladder, right? You know, be on a bunch of podcasts. And this is what I say when I say be on a bunch of podcasts. I say be on as much media as you can, but look at, here's the truth. Okay, my phone rings steady with people that go, I've been on 40 podcasts, I've been on stages, I've been on summits, I've been on TVs. I had one today for an hour and a half. Okay, this woman's been on NBC, CBS, like she's been like the morning show, all of it. And she called me and she's like, I'm not yielding. And I said, because what someone did for you is get you there. They didn't teach you what to do when you got there. You want to make sure that what you say on a podcast, that's why you hire someone that does what I do. Why? Because we teach you how to do the podcast. Don't go to a podcast. You can pretty well find them anywhere. I mean, you know, I can give you a list of 100 right now, but it's what you do when you're on there. What do you say? How do you close it? How do you open it? That, and then what do you do with the piece of media that you have? Most people with a podcast, for example, they treat it very differently than a TV interview. Don't. You don't post it up on your social media once, like a nice, you know, landscape. There's things that you need to do with your media that will help yield you. I just gave you an example. We were at the Emmys 2 years ago. We pulled that out of our filing cabinet and we used it for a piece of material. You know, if we're going to an event, whether it's one of our summits, whether it's this radio show, no matter what it is, we're pumping it out in media before, during, and especially after. That's a big mistake that people make. They go on something and they figure because it's over for them, they go on to the next thing in their planner. No. You have now a piece of media. I say a good podcast can rotate for 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think also what we don't realize during a podcast or radio, whatever, is the call to action.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a business, what you want to return on investment, ROI, you got to think about the call to action. What do you want to have during the show? What do you want? That's why I say, what is your show? Why are you here? What do you want your audience to know? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to just listen to you while you're on the show? Do you want them to come to an event? Do you want them to check out your latest book, your latest music, your whatever? Yeah. So that's your call to action while you're doing it. So that's all part of the media is going, okay, I'm here for this reason, call to action. Afterwards, go share the podcast, share this, share that, make sure you guys are commenting, take clips, put up reels, do all that. That's my call to action to my guests is always, I want you to share. I want you to put up the posters. I want you to come have some fun, put yourself out there, right? Because that call to action that everyone's sharing is sharing my stuff and going, okay, this is what Cari does. That's the easiest way. And I will have to say, probably 95% of this business for me is all word of mouth. Hardly ever do I have anyone that I have to call and go, hey, unless I see it on my social media, I'm going, I love you or whatever, come on my show.
Yeah.
Hardly ever am I going, why aren't people contacting me? Right? Yeah.
You're so right. It's not, like, again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And that's why I think it's important for people to get media coached, particularly if you want to start bringing in people and you don't know if that amount of money, like that's the other thing, just having someone to have a conversation with about how much of my budget am I going to put to this? How much am I going to yield back from this? What do you think I'm going to get from an ROI from this? Personally, I can tell you, yes, I have invested in media. I have people that invest in me in media. The return of that media is a conversation prior. And sometimes it's hard, it's hard to know. Like, so so we have celebrities on our stage. So we had the incredible Cassandra Cooper. She has a 100,000 square foot studio in LA. She just talked personal good stuff. Now, I don't know, because it's hard to yield some of the media impressions, right? You're like, if I was a speaker right after her, you know you're going to have higher numbers, so your positioning in that lineup is important, but you'll never really know. Some of it is not tangible. Wow, I got a client. Was it because they came to listen to Cassandra beforehand? Like, you don't know some of the minor stuff. We took that and we now put it on the women's channel and people are watching it. Is that where they saw you? Did they see you there? Does their name sound familiar? Oh my gosh, I swear I saw her before. And what it is just some post that you did. You might think someone called you from the post, but they might have seen you 2, 3, 4, heard your name here and there. I had people walk up to me in the bathroom like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, okay. Now this is someone who knows me from an external, because I don't know who they are. Like, oh my gosh, I followed you. You're so great. And they talk to you like you know everything that's going on. And it's cool. It's great. The first couple times it happened, it's kind of a little like, you're like, oh, wow, because you're just living your life and doing your thing, but you are making impressions upon people. Sometimes it's hard and tangible. Like Cari just said, she doesn't advertise for people to be here because she's got enough of us that have had great experiences that we word of mouth people to come here. That's the best. When you do media, what you can expect is inbound calls. You do enough media, it's inbound calls. You're not out there looking, asking, that kind of thing. You do something big with someone who's a celebrity or someone who's really known, that's going to speak volumes on many different levels to potential customers. And that picture is going to get them to cross the line on the next post that you send. They're going to contact you back or what have you because they saw that. Same as media badges. Let's talk a little bit about that. So someone comes on our stage, they get the badges. So, Amazon, Apple, or TV show, Roku, you have these badges. The women's channel, we do press releasing to the ABC, CBS, NBC, all of it. So when we get picked up, those media badges go along. Everything. You speak on a summit, you speak on a television show, you speak on a radio show, you get into a book that's got that kind of media badges. You then get to take those media badges and put them on your marketing materials, which tells your customers that someone vetted you and found what you had to say and do valuable enough to allow you to be on some kind of media platform that carried with it that kind of credential and clout. Those are the mystery, unforeseen doors that open financially when you play in the world of media.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Because I know I will take media badges. I have so many.
Oh, we all want to have Cari's problem.
But is it really a problem?
No.
I'm like, okay.
Problem. You don't know which ones to put there, right? I mean, that's where you want to be, people. That's where you want to start to break into this. Yeah, it's necessary. Like, I believe that media is necessary in relationship to the speed. It is one of the elements. When people say, I don't got all day to get to where I need to go, I'm like, I know exactly what to do with you. Let's get you on TV. Let's get you your own TV show. Look, this is the world we live in right now. I want people to know you can have your own TV show. It can be a revenue stream. You walk in the door and you say to people, you're the host of your own TV show. Do you think they're going to lean into what you do? If you're an author, a speaker, whatever you do, they're like, really? You have a TV show? Yeah. I've got a cooking show on the women's channel. They're like, oh my gosh, where's your restaurant? I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Or you could have just said, hey, I have a restaurant. They're like, oh, that's cool.
Absolutely, with your 10 media badges across going.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's my menu. Go to my website. They're like, what's all these badges? Oh, seen on TV. Very big marketing impression. To me, it's absolutely what you're doing.
I'll have to find as seen on Roku TV. I do have like the Roku TV one, and I have like the NCG television. I have, Jess TV, my underground, all these, and my sponsors are like all there. And I was like, sometimes I try and throw in the women's channel. I'm like, how do I? So technically now, another, way to kind of throw in a media badge as well is when you're tagging on social media, I can more or less do it. Instagram is great. Sometimes Facebook won't let me tag people, but I will tag on Instagram and put in basically like their media badges. I'll be like, okay, 262, what, Deb Drummond, and
for sure, you can.
Throw all that in, because when someone does check out the posts, they will get like, okay, who's tagged? And sometimes I will go through who's been tagged on a post, because sometimes it is like production teams and or like they're in collaboration with someone or another media outlet or whatever. And it's interesting to see who they are connected to.
Yeah.
So that's why I love my show, Connected with Cari. It's very important branding, because when you're connected with me, I'm connected with the audience, connected with others. And then who are my guests connected to? Yes. So it's all networking, connecting, which is huge and important in media as well. So I just wanted to quickly throw that out there. So we are going to wrap up now. Deb, please let us know if you have one other little nugget you want to share, and then please let us know where anyone can find you.
Yeah, so here's my nugget, is that if you're listening to this, you're ready. If you don't think you're ready, you're ready. If you don't think you have blank enough, whether it's money enough or time enough or experience enough or whatever enough, you're here, you're listening, you're ready. And if you really, really can't get your head around that, you are yet and ready to get ready. So don't think you're not enough to be a media expert in relationship to your work and your passion. So we're here to help. Cari wanted me to tell you where to find me. The best place to go is to debdrummond.com. Pretty well on the majority of the pages, there's a connect. And so you can contact me that goes directly to me and bypasses my team, should I say that on media? And I'm happy to have a conversation with you. And you can go and play on the site and see all the beautiful things that we have. But we'll help take care of you from wherever you are and get you to wherever you want to be. And please just know you are enough, you're ready, and you are a celebrity in your own right.
Amazing. Thank you, Deb Drummond.
Thank you, Cari Hansen, for having me on your show. So fun.
All your wonderful knowledge and experience. And it's always like, I can't wait to be doing more stuff with you. It's just been amazing. Like, it's been a fun roller coaster of just like up, down. I'm always like, what's next? What's up the hill? We're going up. And I'm like, oh, and then I see, Oscars, Emmys. And I'm like, okay, buckle up, because it's going to be a fun ride. So
there you go. Hashtag I always say hashtag borrow bravery, but hashtag buckle up. That's it. That's going to go on the hashtag board.
It's new. It's in there. You're welcome. Okay. Have a great night, Deb, and we'll chat soon. See you soon. All right. There we have another Connected with Cari in the books here on Jess TV, Jess FM, Underground Radio C. We're live through Roku TV, the NCG television network in Italy. Should I add more badges? I could throw it out there. We can also talk badges. You don't always need them posted, right? They're all over the place, and that's exactly what you want during media. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in this Saturday, January 17th, mid-January. We're halfway through, guys. Buckle up. We got this. Absolutely. So make sure you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Stay safe. Be warm. Stay warm. Is that what I'm looking for? Yes, of course it is. And you can have fun. This will probably be a little blooper at one point, which is great and all fun, because in media, you can do all the things, right? With that, have a great night, everyone. Stay connected.